ICC prosecutor Fatu Bensouda has urged judges in the Uhuru case to postpone it indefinitely and compel the Kenyan government to comply in cooperating with the investigators. Bensouda says the prosecution has evidence and 9 witnesses to testify against Kenyatta. However, she says the investigations will suffer unless the Kenyan government is forced to meet their demands to enable them prepare for a trial at a later date.
There remains a considerable body of evidence that implicates Mr. Kenyatta. The prosecution has scrutinized very carefully this body of evidence, and we judge that this evidence is insufficient to make you sure. But concerns that the Chamber may have about the injustice of allowing a case to continue where there is simply no evidence can be put aside.
In their closing submissions, senior trial lawyer Benjamin Gumpert told the judges that they have incriminating evidence against Kenyatta, including calls from a known Mungiki member.
Witness 152 says he was present at a meeting at a hotel which was attended by Mr. Kenyatta. And during the meeting, he says Mr. Kenyatta contributed money to the Mungiki and announced that there had been an agreement with the Mungiki that they would fight on the PNU Kikuyu side during the post-election violence. That witness also says that during the post-election violence, Mr. Kenyatta approached him through a member of parliament, and the message was that Mr. Kenyatta wanted to facilitate the ability of the Mungiki to protect the Kikuyu community. Witness 428 received money and weapons from a former member of parliament on a daily basis during the violence. That person told 428 that he was acting on behalf of Mr. Kenyatta. Witness 505 received money and weapons from a former MP during the violence. He told witness 505 that he discussed the attacks with Mr. Kenyatta, that the money came from Mr. Kenyatta, and that Mr. Kenyatta was in solidarity with the Mungiki. Witness 428 witness 548 corroborates witness 428's account. Witness 510 received money from yet another MP who is alleged to have been the coordinator of the violence in Naivasha. During a meeting at a hotel in Naivasha, he contributed 200,000 shillings from his personal funds and 1 million shillings, which he said came from Kamwana. That means young man, and it was Mr. Kenyatta's nickname.
Kenyatta's lawyer, Stephen K., however, insists there is no need for any further adjournment because the prosecution has evidence to try the Kenyan president.
I am not going to supply further telephone numbers. I make that entirely clear. And the reason is, every time the defence supply evidence, the prosecution seek to go in another direction. And I have drawn a line in relation to our personal cooperation for the provision of evidence. We got no credit in relation to the matters that we did supply. We got no credit for the data that revealed their witnesses were not at the places they had claimed to be. And that fact has not been acknowledged at any stage by the prosecution. We have undertaken a considerable amount of work over the last 15 months attributing telephones to particular witnesses that proved they were not at those places he's claiming to have been at in relation to the statements relied upon by the prosecution.
Victims' lawyer Fargo Gaynor is also in favor of a postponement, saying victims of the 2008 post-election violence will not get justice if the prosecution is not given time to conclude their investigations.
Is it really fair to force the victims to pay the price, given what they've gone through? They have lost mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters. They have been repeatedly raped. They have been set alight. They have lost their small businesses in Naivasha and Uhuru. They have received next to no compensation from the government of Kenya, and there is no accountability in the Kenyan courts. Is it really fair to force them now to pay the price for obstruction of justice by Mr. Kenyatta's government?
For Capture TV, I am Judy Kaberia.